Republicans say two different things. One is, oh, you know what? You don't want to regulate and have shelters in places like Oklahoma, which constantly get hit by tornadoes. That's the government intrusion. Now, they don't mind intruding into your life if you're trying to get an abortion, the most private decision you could possibly make. That's when the government is too small and needs to be larger, right? But if you're trying to protect kids that already exist in an elementary school, the government cannot regulate whether you put shelters in there. The second issue is, when a tornado hits, should we help people? Should we have the federal government come in and help people? Now, when it hits other places, the senators from Oklahoma, in Huff and Coburn, say, hell no. They voted no on Sandy aid. They voted no on many of the packages that would have given relief to other states. When it's their state, they say, of course, give me the money, give me. Now, in reality, of course, Oklahoma should get the aid because they were devastated. Let me show you some of the pictures here. Here's Briarwood Elementary School before the tornado. Here is Briarwood Elementary School after the tornado. Man, that gives you a very sharp sense of how strong the tornado was. But we got more for you. Plaza Towers Elementary School before the tornado, Plaza Towers Elementary School after the tornado, and obviously the surrounding areas. Tornadoes, man, they're nothing to mess with. That is unbelievable, devastating, complete and utter damage. One more medical center before the tornado, the Moore Medical Center after the tornado. Wow, that looked like a giant stable building, totally wiped off the map. So, Coburn is now going to go on television and pretend that he is totally principled, and it's okay. They don't even need money for this. I'm going to explain what a hypocrite he is after we watch this video.
The porker senators around here that want to spend more money for parochial benefits rather than do what's in the best long-term interest of the country always vote to add things on to a Christmas tree package that doesn't have to be paid for. And so, you know, basically it's free money, so I want more. It's all the political game, Mika. It's a political game. There's nothing. There's $11.6 billion sitting in a bank account waiting to help people in Oklahoma. This is all a game, and it's a crass political game because I was being asked these questions before we even pulled the dead people out of the rubble. Well, so it's just typical Washington BS.
Oh, that's great. Too soon. Don't ask me about what a hypocrite I am. Exactly when it matters most, right? So now, why is he defensive? Because in the beginning he said, they shouldn't get aid for Sandy because there's a couple of things I object to in the bill. And in my case, of course, we should get aid. He said, look, it should be offset by taking from other parts of the budget, but not from the rich, It should be taken from the poor or the middle class. Now, since he got called a hypocrite on, wait a minute, why should you get aid when you voted against aid in the past? He says, okay, you know what? Forget it. I don't need aid in Oklahoma because, as he pointed out in that clip, there's already $11.6 billion ready to go for disaster relief. He's right about that. You know where it came from? It came from the bill for aid to Superstorm Sandy, the one that Coburn voted against. So if Coburn had gotten his way, that $11.6 billion would not be there. They would not have given it for relief to Superstorm Sandy victims or anyone else. So now he claims we don't need any more aid because of the aid that he voted against. These politicians are unbearable. And furthermore, he said, you know, it's got to offset. If you're taking money for disaster relief, you need to make sure it comes from another part of the budget. But that $11.6 billion he's now bragging about that's going to go to Oklahoma, or a large portion of it is, it was not offset. So he gets to say we don't need any more money, and I'm not a hypocrite for asking for more money because of bills that he voted against and that also, by the way, violated his so-called principles. So if they violated your principles so much and you voted against them, Tom, why don't you say, you know what, I'm not going to take any of the $11.6 billion. You voted against it in the first place. Now, the reason you're not going to say that is because your ass would be fired immediately. In the next election, if you vote against that funding for your own state, you'd be out of a job. So you got to figure out a way to go, you know, like there was already the money. I mean, I voted against it, but I'll take it off your hands anyway. Swipe. That's how these guys are.